My name is Greg Connor, and I'm the president of the Friends of Central Pool. And I'm honored to share the stage today with Aaron Smith, who will be representing the Noblesville Common Council, Chad Cannett, representing the Noblesville Mayor's Office, Adam Biddle, who's the president of the Noblesville Swim Club, Olympic diving coach John Wingfield, and 2021 Olympic diver Tyler Downs. It was about this time last year that a group of us started preparing for some pretty prestigious competitions that we were fortunate enough to host last year. We have the annual Enchanted Forest Swim Meet, which draws about 1,000 swimmers from all over the Midwest. In July, we have the Indiana Age Group State Swimming Competition, which was awarded to us last year, and then the USA Diving US Senior Open. And as we started assembling our prehistoric 1990 scoreboard, we quickly ran into problems. And truthfully, that scoreboard never worked all summer long. So if you can imagine yourself being a young athlete, or worse off, being the parent of a young athlete, after finishing a race, only to look up at a scoreboard that doesn't display your time or your place. It was embarrassing. So last summer, we recognized the need, but we didn't recognize at that point what the opportunity was. And the opportunity was to build something more than just a scoreboard. It was to build something that would benefit the entire community. What stands before us today is the largest video board of its kind at an outdoor recreational aquatic center anywhere in the United States. The video board itself measures 31.5 feet long by 12.5 feet tall, and the structure itself is 31 feet tall, which is actually larger than our diving platform. Any good project has a great team, and we assembled an unbelievable team. I'd like to thank some of those that are with us today. American Structure Point, in particular Rick Connor and Luke Neasley. Structure Point designed the actual structure itself, as well as did a lot of the site work. The piers that they designed, that the structure stands on, are 4 foot in diameter and they're 15 feet deep. There's a lot of history that goes into this place, and we uncovered so much of it unplanned during this project. In fact, the board itself is not sitting in the exact location we originally planned, as we uncovered water lines from the original well system from the 1930s. There were a lot of cool things about this project, but the coolest for me was being able to work on this project with my dad. Thank you for helping me make this possible. I'd also like to thank Signcraft, Greg Byrell, who I believe is here today, and his team. They fabricated all of the structure and assembled it here on site. They also put what I refer to as the icing on the cake, which is the beautiful top piece that incorporates the wave, which is part of our logo, and the backlit LED lights that spell out the Forest Park Aquatic Center. Dan Beatty and Beatty Construction, who unfortunately wasn't able to make it today, did an absolutely unbelievable job of digging the piers that I referenced earlier. And we couldn't do this without Chuck Goodrich and Gaylor Electric. Gaylor was an unbelievable partner. In fact, they're our presenting sponsor for the next 5 years. This facility that we have today was built in the 1970s. And there's more electrical connections out here that nobody knows where they go than the ones that are actually operational. Without Gaylor's help, this would not have been possible. I'd also like to thank VV LED, which is the company that manufactured the LED panels. Greg Fink, who is not with us today, the company's based out of California, and he's on to the next project. He came for what he thought was going to be a week, and 2.5 weeks later, we finally got this thing commissioned and up and running. And last but certainly not least, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Kim Bowling. Kim is our aquatics director, and an absolutely unbelievable aquatics director at that. Without Kim's leadership, this facility would not operate. We started construction on this in early March, and we concluded about a week before the facility opened. So if you can imagine being in Kim's shoes and trying to get 70 plus members of a brand new staff up to speed and a facility ready to open in the middle of a construction project, is a little bit hectic. This project would also not have been possible without the support of so many companies and individuals who helped us raise over $250,000. It's one of the largest privately funded projects in our city's history, and it would not be possible for me to acknowledge everyone, but I do want to recognize a few people that stepped in a very big way. I'd first like to thank Dale and Marge Osler. It was their initial gift that really opened our eyes that maybe something bigger than just a scoreboard would be possible. Michael Shebeck and Automatic Pool Covers, been a huge partner not just for this project, but for other projects we've done in the past. Bill and Nancy Bastian and Bastian Solutions, Overture Fowler, Clips, Buddha Bomb, and more, who is our main pool contractor out here, and quite frankly, without their support, this place wouldn't open each day. Craig Reed and Raymond James, the Duke Energy Foundation, Meyer Najum, Angie Sutton, and State Farm Insurance, and Church, Hiddle, and Antrim, in particular Doug Church. Honestly, this project is more than an incredible video board. It's a testament to volunteerism. This year marks the 25th anniversary of the Friends of Central Pool. For those of you who don't know the story, in 1996 it was announced that the pool would not open in 1997, and it was slated to be demolished. If not for the actions of Doug Church and a group of committed citizens who started calling themselves the Friends of Central Pool, we would not be here today. It's a labor of love that drives literally hundreds of volunteers, not just to operate the facility, but to invest in it on behalf of the community. The new amenity behind me is a testament to the vision of Doug and the 25-year legacy of the Friends of Central Pool. It's now my privilege to introduce Noblesville Common Council member Aaron Smith.
Thanks, Greg. It's an honor to be here on behalf of the council and the city. As you can tell, there are 4 more people behind me. It's a Friday in June, and one of them is an Olympian. So you certainly don't want to hear much from me. But as I was getting ready to come here, I thought back to the history. Greg mentioned it a little bit, but I went back and pulled the front page from the Noblesville Daily Ledger in June of 1931. And just a few sentences from this article. Forest Park Pool should prove to be a popular place. Nearly 100 years later, it's still absolutely true. Thursday was a gala day in Noblesville, for it marked the passing of another distinct forward step in the development of the city's most outstanding attraction, Forest Park. With the formal opening Thursday afternoon of its new $15,000 swimming pool, located in the north part of the park's grounds, it was added to the numerous facilities of the resort, a feature that may well prove to be one of the most popular drawing cards in the entire program of recreational activities in Noblesville. Noblesville has every right to be proud of its new swimming pool. The new pool practically completes the list of recreational features that may be included in park grounds and undoubtedly makes Forest Park the most complete resort of its kind in the state. As I said, that was 1931, so we're close to 100 years of this pool being here. And I'm just so proud on behalf of the city that this group continues to invest in this important facility. It would not last 100 years without those investments. And I can speak on behalf of the entire council that whenever we invest in this place, we know that it's going to good use because of the volunteers that Greg mentioned as well. So I'm grateful to be here. Thankful for everything that you do for this community. And we look forward to more coming in the future.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to introduce Adam Biddle. Adam is the president of the Noblesville Swim Club.
I was told I have to stand up on the platform. Thank you very much, Greg. When the first mention of this was brought to the swim club, our first reaction was, yes, please, and how can we help? We were the ones that were trying to build the 1990s era scoreboard that never worked, and it does make a big difference at a facility like this to have something like this for swim meets. Greg mentioned Enchanted Forest. That's our hallmark showcase meet of the year. We have a lot of people that come to this meet because of this facility, because it's outside, In Indiana, that's not a common thing to be able to do, is participate in a swim meet outside. In fact, a couple years in a row, we had a team from Canada come down, because surprisingly, there's not a lot of outside pools in Canada. But again, this is a deal changer for the swim club. Noblesville Swim Club's been around since 1969, and we've been talking about history. We've been talking about, taking what was given to us, making it better for the next generation. And this will be here, long after my kids are gone and out of the club. And so what Greg's done to lead this initiative far surpasses any one individual that's involved with this. So on behalf of the swim club, we are thrilled to have this here. We were thrilled to be a part of the vision that you had and your leadership to bring this here. And with a little bit of inside baseball knowledge about this gentleman, we knew that once he had his heart set on it, it was going to happen. And we know the tenacity, we know the professionalism of Greg Connor, and we can't thank you enough for your leadership on that. So, thank you.
Thanks, Adam. Next up is Olympic diving coach John Wingfield.
Thank you. Little history here. I've been out here since 1988. I was coaching at Ball State, and we did our camps out here. We used to stay in a dormitory that was right over there. And this is definitely the greatest thing that we've seen in the history since I was out here in 1988. So we are very proud and honored that we were able to accomplish this. Our board of directors for the Forest Park Aquatic Center, amazing ladies and gentlemen that just put in a whole bunch of volunteer hours and have a vision, and that results in something like this that, again, the entire community is going to be using. We've also had the great privilege and blessing to produce 11 Olympic divers out of this facility for summer training throughout, that 25 to 30 year span. And this will continue to add the inspiration for divers to come to this facility, train, and also compete in this facility for USA Diving and for our clubs and so forth. So we are just very, very excited. And again, kudos and for the leadership of Greg and the leadership of that board of directors to be able to pull this off. And sponsors, thank you so much for your contribution to the community and to our aquatic programs.
Thanks, John. Next up, we have Noblesville Public Safety Director Chad Connect.
Thank you. I wasn't ordered to stand up here, but I'm like 5'10" up here, so I decided to come up. I'm very honored to speak on behalf of Mayor Chris Jensen today. He couldn't be here today, but obviously the park has a very special place in his heart. It's a little known fact that his very first job was working summers in the concession stand at the Forest Park Aquatic Center. He continues to show his support, and really this collaboration here between the Forest Park Aquatic Center, Friends of Central Pool, the City of Noblesville, Noblesville Parks, it does that collaboration. It really makes Noblesville, Noblesville. It's an honor to those past generations and the things that brought this community together, and we honor that feeling of being a part of Noblesville, and those things that make this a great community. And as I look out, I see county commissioners, our council, distinguished members of our community that provide services, and all of them have a piece of this park in their past and in their childhood. And with that collaboration brings not only honor in our past and the generations that from the past, but also the innovation that is Noblesville going into the future, bringing the very best technology, the very best amenities to those people who live and visit Noblesville today and into the future generations. So it brings together those past and those future generations, and it's really a sign of that collaboration that makes Noblesville so great. Why I'm so honored to be a part of this team and showing our partnership and making this the center not only for today but for tomorrow as well. And Mayor Jensen unfortunately wasn't able to be here today, but I actually asked to be able to do this because this facility actually has a special place in my heart after the last couple of years. Some of you may not realize this, but during the last few years when we suffered a great tragedy during the pandemic, this facility was one of those facilities that stood up and was brave enough and courageous enough to move forward and allow us to have events here in a safe, professional manner when we were all so hungry to get out, socialize, be with each other, compete, continue to grow and develop, not cheat an entire generation of years of their summer and their livelihoods. But they were brave enough and intelligent enough to come together, find a safe way to do that, and hosting the AAU diving championships and the USA diving championships here. And that's what led to people seeing what Noblesville had to offer in this great facility and bringing our past history and culture together, as well as the brightest technology leading into the future. That this is just a sign of the city's commitment to Forest Park and the Friends of Central Pool and that collaboration going forward, that we'll continue to compete, we'll continue to host events, it will be a shining star for Noblesville, Hamilton County, and the nation to look at. So thank you all for your support and your collaboration, and I can't wait to see you out there in the park.
Thank you so much. All right, now the fun part. Over the years, there have been over 20 Olympic trial qualifying divers who have called this facility their home. And there have been 11 divers, as John said, that have actually gone on to represent the USA in the Olympics. Most notably, Mary Beth Dunahee, Steele Johnson, Thomas Fincham, David Bedaya, and after this past summer, our very own Tyler Downs. Tyler began diving at the Forest Park Aquatic Center with Coach Wingfield in 2018. Tyler is a 6-time junior national champion and has competed in 3 junior Pan American Games. Last summer, Tyler qualified to represent Team USA at the Olympic Games in Tokyo, competing in the 3-meter springboard competition. And the best part, Tyler's a Purdue Boilermaker. This past year, Tyler won the NCAA 10-meter platform championships and received All-American honors. So to cut the ribbon, please welcome Olympic diver Tyler Downs. Thank you very much, everyone, for attending today.
Well, that's a good one.
All your friends here?
I got all my